ever so coming in. tap, tap, send. Hello, people. Now, TAPTAP Send is finally in New York. You thought we are not coming there. We are in your place. So what you have to do is to make sure you send money to Ghana. If you're in New York, families and friends in Ghana are waiting for you. All you have to do is to put in your information, sign up on the App Store or Google Play Store, and then you tap and send. New York, we are live and in charge. No excuse. So make sure now you use TAPTAP Send to send all the money you want to send to the families in Ghana. You know what I mean? TAPTAP Send. It's secure, it's fast, and it's convenience. Open day. Did I mention my name? My name is Carlo Boss. The only boss with what that's download TAPTAP Send now on Google Play and App Store. TAPTAP Send. It's secure, convenient, easy, and fast.
Want to get out of a job you hate? Did you know you can become a DevOps engineer and earn an average salary of £75,000? You will be highly paid. You can work from home and spend more time with your family, and your work will be respected. Train with Cloud Rock Academy to become a DevOps engineer in just 6 months. Interested? Watch our free on-demand training to learn more.
Reminding you that this is the sound of Africa. OT Radio is live and alive. This is the time we all put in our hands on this. This is the newest version, of course, the greatest time of our moments now. OT Radio has come to stay. Tune in on www.otradiouk.com, and of course we have live activities more coming on politics, sports, social entertainment, and everything that you request. My name is Sanko Patinan, so I'm going to be part and parcel of it. And of course, OT Radio has come to say this is the sound of Africa.
I was for me, Mama Joe, Emma Moa Kwaba, the more Eba Jumedi, Yatunudin said, time with TAPTAP Send with your servant, Nana Kwame, or say to. And then you rain soon, Yamaway, Adoma, Kaya Ho, Eddie, Eshiamwa. Na Jumedi Bakope, and a nay, Eriasia Fanena, ye Shiamu, na ye dim como, ye share a quiet befast. I needed to. Yenu ma yebe piemu amonone ni ebe na yasitinemu akoye ede amaye endra na iwiase afane nyina celebrate International Women's Day. Today we also want to join the celebration to celebrate the wonderful achievement of our wonderful women around the globe, what they are doing in their own industry sectors and what have you. Si ehia se ya na eye adwumako baako na aboan ema yetimi di dwumadie ebro eye TAPTAP Send na ye de aseda ebema TAPTAP Send adwumako no se abre nyina omukita yimu ema yetimi ede dwumadie etimi ede brewiase afa na nyina ba bibia wo bia se wutie wo hwe yen ba bibia na me kanfo TAPTAP Send ede amount se eye sikamanie adwumako baako a obetimi afaso ede usika akọ Africa, Asia, nititu or my Ghana mu say bank account and as a mobile money wallet a TAPTAP Send American for a day amount. So won't download here. Mr. Wa baby I will be nititu say UK, Europe, Canada, America, Bomodiana download the app no na also Timmy fa namso send this kakobwa abusia for impo. Se wotia monone na wa pesa save ewo o my Ghana mu TAPTAP Send na obetimi afaso no wa send sika e de akoto wankasa bank account mu without any problem bia very easy and convenient to use. Say bia watu kwan akọ my Ghana mu na usika ewo ho asa na ope kwan bia obetimi edi sika afri wankasa bank account mu wa monone e de akọ o my Ghana mu TAPTAP Send na obetimi use e de disa adwuma no ntimi kanfo e de amount Kai said we are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and other social media platforms. And also, we are live on OT Radio UK. Si ehia mu se ya na ne ye ko TAPTAP Send asuye na Growth Director for Africa, Ura Mauto. Yako na yako J update I honomo MIA from TAPTAP Send. Na enunechino. I've got a wonderful 4 lovely ladies who are going to speak to us on the topic. And then you may beka wasem. And me say wa bomodia call a friend to join us on Time with TAPTAP Send this evening. As I say when ti dwumadie bia obehwe nioma bebree. And inti mayenko na yemfa Ramauto and Famro. And then I'll introduce my guest to you. Ramauto, me mo adwemo akwa aba ede oba dwumadie so. Ora Kwaku Mauto, Sawo Honoma Mbacho. Mayentonka.
I'm talking, but I don't think you can hear me. So
yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Okay, that's fine. I good evening, and good evening to all of you who are listening to me. Maybe I'm calling. I hope you're good. Within the Kokomoto, Darrell Kokomoto Abraham, a son of Peki, born at 37 Military Hospital. If you haven't met me yet, I lived at Firestone all my life. I went to Presec Legon. I went to Legon for university. But for the last 18 or 19 years, no, Martina London, and I happen to be the Growth Director for Africa for TAPTAP Send. And it's good to meet you if you haven't met me yet. That's me. Part of my job is to look after Ghana as one of my key markets, and also to look after Africa and a number of other African countries. So that's what I do as a job. And I'm grateful to be able to do this because it gives me a chance to spend time in Ghana a lot, and it gives me a chance to get to connect with our customers. So every Thursday, during this show, we say a big thank you to OT Media and Nana for hosting this show for us for the last more than 1 year. And it's a chance for us to connect. It's a chance for us to get to meet our customers. It's a chance for us to get into your homes and hear what's going on in your homes. It's also a chance for us to tell you what's happening at TAPTAP Send and tell you a bit more about the products and get to hear what you are going through. This show has also fast become the one place in the world where Unim said, no matter where you are in the diaspora, on a Thursday evening, you can join us and join Ghanaians who speak Tree and Ghanaians who do a similar thing to what you do and want to send money home and we can connect. I'm sorry for these little children that are behind me. But hopefully you can still hear me. What's been going on this week at TAPTAP Send? I think there is, I am in Ghana currently, doing a lot of meetings, trying to work hard to make sure that our local partners in Ghana are working to the very high standards that we set ourselves and the very high standards that we want to deliver to you as a service. So when I come to Ghana, I'm generally meeting lots of different people who can help us make sure the service that we're giving you is the best service possible. So we'll continue doing that. The rates, as you can see, if you are watching the rates, has been going up, it has been going down. The city is still very up and down. Call up and call down, call up and call down. So like I say, and I keep saying, the best time to send your money is now. Don't wait. Last Thursday, I'll show you. So some of you said, okay, we should do something better on the weekend. And we tried to do some better rates on the weekend, as you could tell. But the truth of the matter is that the rates are going up and down constantly. And none of us can guarantee when there'll be a good rate and when there will not be a good rate. So if you have some money that you're holding and you have a project to do in Ghana and you're working on it, now is the time to send money right now. The very final thing to say is that it's about verifying your account and giving us the information that we ask for, and we do give us information because as a business, we have a license to operate in the UK and Europe and the US and Canada. We are obligated by law to standards. Those standards mean that we are required to know who you are as a customer. So when you send a certain amount of money, sometimes the BBs out say we need to get some verification for your ID sometimes, or we need to get verification of income to show us. So sometimes we ask you this question on the app because you've reached that threshold. And when we ask, all I want to encourage you to do is please follow the link on the app and upload the details as we've asked them, because it's the only way to make sure that you can continue sending, you can continue keeping your app open, and it makes sure that we as a business also can continue to have a license to continue to serve you for many years to come. So please, any fraud, any BBR.
Tap, send. Hello, people. Now, TAPTAP Send is finally in New York. We thought we are not coming there. We are in your place. So what you have to do is to make sure you send money to Ghana. If you're in New York, families and friends in Ghana are waiting for you. Send it. All you have to do is to put in your information, sign up on the App Store or Google Play Store, and then you tap and send. New York, we are live and in charge. No excuse. So make sure now you use TAPTAP Send to send all the money you want to send to the families in Ghana. You know what I mean? TAPTAP Send. It's secure, it's fast, and it's convenience. Open day. Did I mention my name? My name is Carlo Boss. The only boss with what that. Download TAPTAP Send now on Google Play and App Store. TAPTAP Send. It's secure, convenient, easy, and fast.
Reminding you that this is the sound of Africa. OT Radio is live and alive. This is the time we all put in our hands on this. This is the newest version, of course, the greatest time of our moments now. OT Radio has come to stay. Tune in on www.otradiouk.com, and of course we have live activities more coming on politics, sports, social entertainment, and everything that you request. My name is Sanko Fatichinan, so I'm going to be part and parcel of it. And of course, OT Radio has come to say this is the sound of Africa.
Sorry about that. We lost Malto at some point. Malto, if you are back, can you please wrap up for us so that we can move on with today's topic, please? I can tell, say Malto baby, I want the internet in here. I'm sure he's in Ghana, but in Ghana baby, I now our internet in here, baby. I mean, one of my internet here.
Yeah, so my apologies that I don't know what happened there, and also sorry for find a better place, a better internet. But I'm looking forward to hearing
next time.
Our ladies talk today, and looking forward to getting involved in that. Yeah.
All right, cool.
So anyway, I'll be on the show now probably all through, and I can get involved later. Yeah.
Okay, cool, awesome. So, Mr. Producer, mame one last commercial na fe yemfa jumedieno and twaso in Fihano. I can see all my guests are on the call this evening, so we can start as soon as possible. Producer.
Reminding you that this is the sound of Africa. OT Radio is live and alive. This is the time we all put in our hands on this. This is the newest version, of course, the greatest time of our moments now. OT Radio has come to stay. Tune in on www.otradiouk.com, and of course we have live activities more coming on politics, sports, social entertainment, and everything that you request. My name is Sanko Fatichinan, so I'm going to be part and parcel of it. And of course, OT Radio has come to say this is the sound of Africa.
Yo, Adafunum, Yadamunina, Mwasi, se Mwaba journey and Enumerate. As we all know, like I said earlier on, Endra na International Women's Day. Na Edebia, Ewiasi Afane nyina eka ebomu na ye celebrity ye ma menom ye nuanom ye nuanom ma a chese nyame ayo madom omo atimi abom homodin aye bribi na edai eye edabi a ewiase afa na nyina de omo anotum ebi se de ebe ya yebetimi a promote ye nuanom emanom ni titu se ne ese ne se de efata wo bia no womo nso omo ensa ebeka na ni titu omo abom homodin in their own fields na ye bom abaso enanwumre nyame ayemadom. I've got 4 wonderful achievers in their own field to join us for us to celebrate this day as we all mark International Women's Day. And on this program, I've got Dr. Diana Asante. Dr. Diana Asante, a medical doctor, and UK, and Wodi Nijuma. Sa and so and enumere and sa aka Rafefe Dede Kwashi or General Manager Commercial ZPay and Ejuma, both UK and in Ghana. Sa and so ena yensa aka Nana Adomako happens to be one of the pioneers when it comes to TAPTAP send Ejumakono and they wasan akubi oni ubi akomho abomwa omo abi ejuma baako enso ewo Ghana and also within the fintech industry and also no omo bom homodin pa ene Nana Adomako enso ababekan ho sa enso ena yenya ba it was last week. Yes, last week she was our guest. Ene wasan ababekan ho ene yene no enso ebedi juma minia barita yama akwaba eba jumadi so ebusiafo memamu nyina akwaba enanwumre ede ba jumadi so yen fam free Dr. Dr. Diana se wo honoma mpacho yama akwaba enanwumre ba jumadi so. If you can unmute yourself. Yes, we can hear you. Good evening to you. You halfway. If you can, keep going a little bit more. Yes, we can see you now. Hello and welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. And it's my pleasure to be introduced on this show. I really appreciate the honor. Yeah, come before now, yeah, catchy.
Doc, the befra kakra, brofo no be more, but you can still blend it. It's and say audience, but platform is so we want to feel Ghanaian, yeah. So, Dr. Diana, can you tell us a little bit about yourself to us? Can you tell us a little bit? We want to know a little bit about you yourself.
Right. Okay. So first of all, thank you. Thanks so much for inviting me. I know, although it's a short notice, but it's a massive privilege. So thanks to everyone out there, and a massive salute and shout out to all our wonderful women who do great and mighty things, and you really bend over backwards to make the world tick. Basically, I salute all women. Baby amu bia ema ye mamo akwaba. Yeah, mamo, ayiko from Wijuma pa moye. In whatever capacity you find yourselves. Nyami insha munyina. Inti, your friend Diana Asante, me medical doctor, me a GP or UK Krumaha, me call me medical school or Ghana, and I'm here Jumaka Crowns for Ghana. But I have say, Babetua, Jumanoso. Inti, no, and I may NHS for patients. Sorry, I think there's a bit of background noise. Yeah,
producer, can you check on me? Doc, you can go on.
Yeah, sure, patients, and we deal with all sorts of conditions, any sort of system or speciality we deal with in general practice in primary care. And we sort of help the NHS run, basically, because primary care is the backbone of the NHS. Apart from that, also, me sign a lady pastor heavily involved in the church as well. And a salute to my husband, who's a pastor, Pastor Douglas Asante, a mother of 3 children as well, and also a mother. And yeah, so many hats, but basically, essentially a woman. And that's the most important thing. And I'm grateful to God for that. And depending on how much more I will say, I can't show. I can tell you about myself for the whole day or 5 minutes.
Yeah, for now, yeah, the best here, and we will come back to you. I want to introduce my other guests. So on the call this evening again, we have Dede Kwashi, who happens to be the General Manager Commercial Zipe. Dede, good evening and welcome to the show.
And good evening. Good evening to everyone on the show. Can you hear me, Prince? Good
yes,
evening
we can
to
hear you.
all listeners. Good evening to Ghanaians in the diaspora, Ghanaians in Ghana. Good evening to you, Maoto, here in Ghana. It's a privilege to be here on your show. I don't think I've ever done your show before, but it's
yes,
a
but
privilege
this is
to
the
be
first
here.
time, and you keep coming.
Thank you for that. So it's a privilege to be here. I'm excited to join the conversation this evening, especially because it's about women. I want to say kudos to all the women in the world and to the men that support the women. I mean, Prince, just having this forum alone is some assurance, and I believe that it gives a lot of the women on here a lot of assurance, and I see a lot of men here too, and they come out considering the topic for today, for tonight, and you have men on the show. For me, it's heartwarming. So thank you to everyone. My name is Dede Kwashi, as Prince rightly said. I wear 2 hats at Zipe. I'm the General Manager for Commercial, essentially working as the Global Head of Commercial. And in addition, in the UK, I sit as the Chief Marketing Officer. And I do other things at Zipe as well. Those ones I'll keep under my sleeves, actually. Before I joined Zipe in 2017, a budding company. Thanks to God, we've grown to this point where we partnered with over 50 companies across the globe. We're terminating remittances across the globe. Prior to joining Zipe, I worked a bit in financial services, and then now make a tree, and I say it's tree, right?
Don't worry. Go ahead.
Okay,
go
so
ahead.
I worked a bit in financial services and then pivoted to banking. So financial services has been with me for a long time. I've dabbled in financial services for a long time, maybe 10 to 12 years, I guess. I lose count. But yeah, that's a bit about me. I wouldn't say too much. That's it.
Yeah, keep the rest. Yeah, I'll ask it behind the door. All right. Let's move on to Nana Adumako. Nana Adumako is also on call this evening with us. Nana, can you please come on camera, tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm here. Good evening, everybody. I am Nana Usua Adumako, co-founder of Ziberi, formerly co-founder of TAPTAP Send Ghana. And yeah, thank you for inviting me back. It's been a long time since I've been on this show. I ran away for a while, but this is definitely home. So excited to be back enjoying the show with you guys today and participating in the show with you guys today. Background, I've always worked in finance and technology. Sorry, I can't the cheese, so it's straight English over here. But Prince will translate. Background, I've always worked in finance, and found myself maybe 5 years ago joining the initial team at TAPTAP Send, and we can all see what it has grown to, which is super exciting. And left last year to embark on a new adventure, still in fintech, but actually in our home in Ghana. So currently based in Ghana, working on a new startup there. Sorry, Patricia. But yeah, look forward to participating in this conversation about women, because I'm really passionate and excited about women in tech and women in finance and how we can get more of that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nana Adomako, my one and only boss. All right, let's move on to my guest, who happens to be our speaker for last week. She was on the show, and tonight, yes, she's also going to be with us. And I know a lot of us were on the show last week, but some of us were also not on the show. So we want to know more about Rita. Rita, if you are here, can you please tell us a little bit about yourself? Then we will move on straight to the topic.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, friends. Good evening to my co-host, and good evening, TAPTAP. Good evening, OT Media. Good evening to our beloved and lovely customers. It's a privilege to be here this evening once again. I'm returning from last week, so I'm quite happy to be here to participate in this all very important topic about women. I think the world now is all about women empowerment. So it's a great honor to be here to contribute to this conversation. My name is Senorita Mesane Okukubo.
Mama, do you have like this?
I'm so sorry. Yes, I'm a mother of 2 children, and it's bedtime, but they wouldn't go to bed. They want to be in the video. I'm so sorry. Let's go.
I understand. And
You treat me like this.
No, guys, it's not fun.
How to understand this, everybody, they cry or SSR sometimes and Kolana. Don't worry, try to get them some sweets, they will go, and you can continue to introduce yourself. Why? Producer.
Profession, I am a
okay.
by
Who's
profession,
back?
and that is the profession that brings about social cohesion and the empowerment and liberation of individuals. I do work with a local authority in London, in the United Kingdom. I trained here, and yes, I am proud to do what I do. And I'm looking forward to having this all very important discussion today. Thank you.
Thank you to all my lovely guests this evening. This evening, as we all know, yesterday was International Women's Day, and the theme was on digitization, innovation, and technology for gender equality, and hashtag embrace equality. Embrace equality. And then we want to highlight the role of innovation in promoting gender equality and meeting the health and developmental needs of women and girls. Topic very broad, but I selected this guest based on their field and based on this topic, and I know they will help us for us to raise our voice, educate, and promote gender equality when it comes to all fields. I think I will start with Dr. Jaina ene anwumre yi na yenhwe bana health sector any ade this topic yi edien ena obetimi aka kakra ede achire on it. Doc, if you are there.
Very interesting topic, actually, and I guess one that we can come to from different angles. First and foremost, what I said, I think it's really important that we do empower women. It's really important that we bridge the gender inequality gap. And it's also very important, as women, we also recognize that we have so much within us that we can also, support, give out there, and improve ourselves with. It's partly as women recognizing, we have these gifts within us, and we need to be able to use them, use our talents, use whatever is within us. And it's also partly the systems around us, enabling that process, of women being recognized, women being given the space, and that gap, also being bridged. And, from a sort of practical level, Metiniaka said, simple things, for instance, is just women ourselves, Nankasan, respecting ourselves, and not putting each other down. Because I think sometimes it's very easy to blame someone else for our problems, but we first have to look at ourselves until we know, truly, globally in the world, generally, men have always been the leaders when it comes to innovation, when it comes to top positions, when it comes to, management roles, things like that. Naturally, men have always been at the forefront of affairs. And over the decades, over the years, thankfully, women have taken on more of these roles. And arguably, in certain areas, with me, I can say even women are better. Obibe disagree, but I think that women are getting really good and probably better sometimes than their male counterparts. We must celebrate women. That is the first step. Women ourselves, we should recognize our talents. And then the systems around us, we should see how best our systems, our bridges our gap, and then empower us to do what we are best at doing. Communication is one thing. So trying to communicate effectively, where there are gaps, where there are inequalities, where things are not working well, we are able to voice out our opinions. We are not scared of speaking up. We are bold enough to say, no, we think, this is not right. We think that something needs to be done, but in a constructive way, not in a way, but encouraging our dialogue, so that we highlight the problem, but also together we think of solutions. And then also, another innovative way is presenting ourselves. I think that most of the time there's a bit of fear factor, there's a bit of inferiority factor, because naturally, whenever you think of the head of an organization or the head of an institution, naturally people think men. I think that as women ourselves, these days we are seeing ourselves more in that capacity, but we also need to encourage each other, encourage other women to also think, yes, women are leaders, women can do it, women can head, and therefore lift each other up rather than putting ourselves down, or lifting each other up, encouraging each other, supporting each other, making the environment in which we work more enabling. Women can also work. Because naturally, I'm sure that most of the co-hosts, have said, so you can understand, one of the things that women will battle with, and they say, if they have to stop work for a period of time, or call maternity leave, all of these things sometimes can dent your confidence. Maybe a year later, how do I get back into the flow? So all of those are natural barriers that women are battling with on a daily basis. And then obviously with childcare things as well, although we have very supportive husbands, and we are hats off to our husbands, our brothers, and the men who support us. But naturally, because of the mothering and caring role of women, Emma in Kolane gravitated, but mothers in Honti. Yes, sister Kasana and Mana Eden, almost Kasebi, or see Moon Kakra, but still. So there are all these barriers that naturally we battle with. So if we can create an environment where massa barriers we are recognized and women can still be encouraged to work despite these barriers, that will also help to promote that. In the area of health, there are certain few changes that are going on. There's more flexible working hours being introduced, so people can sometimes work from home if their work permits them to do that. A bit to me, a bit of mixed or blended work. A bit to me, yeah, kakra from home, from virtually and remotely, and then physically as well. And also, in terms of technology, and so people can use technology to access health. So these days, rather than those days, now you have to go and see your doctor. No? Even your consultants, some of them are using telephone consultations, video consultations, sending messages, all those things are innovative ways. Try to bring people in to bridge that gap as well, to help people access health better. Minim se panelists doors in the and then also but we really also support men joining in this conversation so that together we can make this work and bridge that gap. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doc, for your brief presentation. I think you better back, and also question time. No, say questions be a bar na ya ba ohonomo ababeje imwaye. Sabri, I want to bring Nana and Dede together for us to continue this. So if Nana and Dede more ewo you can come on camera and pick this topic and add this question to it for me. I'll say the Global Gender Gap Report reveals that only 22% of women are engaged in AI-related jobs compared to men. What can parents and counselors do to encourage young women to develop a positive interest in IT-related field? The reason why I'm a person and need they back together, they are in the fintech industry. They are not just in any position, but a high level management positions are more a year juma. Hempembe Breno, from where we come from, any kitchen, but today it's not like that. Look at where they are now. So I want you to say something to us about the topic and also add this question to it. How can we encourage young girls into this fintech and technology industry? Let me start with the day.
Thank you, Prince. A very, very interesting question. And the statistics are very interesting, but at the same time also, as much as it's not that, it doesn't seem significant, Mecca say, encouraging, because not just say a makakra akum, na say makakra kumwa, not just say other women so was our opportunity in a set because the back to me, not just others to be to me. Yamaka say, and as I said, miss that say, first, no, can like you rightly said. A man, any daddy, right? Sebio, Yabeka say, oh, ye fear Juma, and I say, she unia no moso. And indeed, ye go school cry, classmates in your home out to say, Sa if ye sit here, right? But make I say, a reasia coninim bebree, and yes, so ya wolf so omunye be kakra. Intina say no, for in a school, yesua science, the ICT. Na sanu mana yesua ni na chese. akolana or your banner so we interest will mabu say teachers never support and say oh encourage no say on twaso no nye now for no na sometimes be hinda no aka say oh no ba so de wo ko wenim bebre a obesi da hwe wo ma obesi da hwe wo kunu yete nyoma sa and etesi but the mechanism say what question is say how are we going to encourage these women or these ladies or these girls girl children to also get into AI or get into ICT or IT media mechanism say obia a better conversation but say the way I will be a forum where I can as I say in a series of fora about sad topics. I bet that obi beka say cliche. The BI kasa women education. You started there but how involved and our parents how involved and our institutions as I say institutions it to me taking it up. Mama say okay, yeah, focused focused activity targeted at the girl child, targeted at young ladies. It's normal example. Institution be say ZPay. Me join ZPay no. Na me product manager. Me makra and I'm started to say me coming. Me America say man shall say with a tech background, me my introduction, me can say me financial services person and then I'm but just by virtue say me to me adapt me to me esua me ye adwuma successfully in the fintech industry just obia betumi aye nti back to ZP wo hwa abehu say enye me nko other women and they become about 50%, maybe 40, tell a lie, maybe 43% of your leadership. Ma. Not just say you to me aso manimu, a train yomo, a develop yomo. Development programs are yet a mine na was pay afemu. And a san yomano, ye bet to me ayen, and ye as the different institutions and the different communities. As I say to me back together, and like I say, we want to do development activities targeted at, say, tech development or tech technology, right? But technology, so that a man so be encouraged, so almost pursue career, goal no. Nti no, media meka say, ye nyina niemboa. Samaka say, as I say, you're back together near kasa, ye conversation, ye open up conversation no. Wherever we find ourselves. In the same way, let's continue having the conversations about it. Let's continue pushing the status quo. To a large extent, we'll be expected to say, oh, tech industry there. Or better say, Bema team, and I say, Mema number ICT, number developers near there. But once there's one woman who can do it, just say, oh, baby, I bet to me, say to me, projecting man also. Into your bar or ye bibia and also so that area no. It's to me projecting no. Yeah, projected said the way I was show you. So yeah, projecting not others so yeah encouraged. Not yeah man also so boa man no young ladies no had because obetumi a project ho ebetumi a project but impact and also be making on the rest of that community. I said to me so more now train you now to me support you more now direct now guide you more. And see, that is the kind of community engagement I obey. And then on the institutional levels also, institutions must make it their aim and their goal. Say, you bet ensure say mass also, you bet develop a man amongst us no. Because indeed, Mr. T. Jume, Senka a fire as an institution, get any institutional culture anka minimum memana what I say. So for a long time, Namet na meeting moi, a memma qua, Namekwana mioba. But me share me downlines, a marker home. I'm say okay. Me train anyway, na me train anyway, ochna, mini wow, no so bit me about be say jumano. And then our country managers on my ma, it was ZP. Your heads, global heads on my ma, it was ZP. It's because as an institution, yeah, dream say, and no, and your culture, and no, your focus. Into yes, so you say you bring it up a man, and yet Debiana and ma, ebeshe them, ashe ma, and a masho mukunumo. But even beyond that, and so the American can say, I would say, and ma, you a certain abadaya wa holding be a memo show used to mess them up. Say some may be a bit controversial, but media me hold to say the truth. And my certain strength, emotional strength. Sometimes don't meet your man, bibi sia to meet and that is the kind of strength that yes, so institutionally, communal, we can leverage that to build our societies and to build the companies and institutions that we have. It's immediate, I say, a man, young kasa, even as much as we're progressing and we're going forward, we're forging ahead. A man where your community, a man where around us, you encourage you more, you handhold you more, you guide you more, you take you more through, you support you more through developmental activities. A bit to me, I get you more also onto that pedestal. So the bear almost also on to me, I a shining example.
Thank you, Dede. Before I will let you go for now, let me ask this question, then I'll move on to Nana Adomako. I know you came from financial sector background, now moving higher and higher into the tech industry. What has been some of the challenges that we're facing when you are in the boardroom with a member, and how were you able to overcome within this tech industry? Do we still have the day on the call?
I'm right here. I'm right here,
Okay.
Prince. Do you want me to take that?
Yes, please.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was to now. Enti neka first ne say first of all me hu me ho say nipa mema no so me nipa enti me ne omote ho a apart from that so me ye wo fia me wenua no mo ye mema me go school me won nam fofo mo ye mema enti se me ne bematic meeting room oya madam for me who say me nua me who say me papa me who say you understand nipa and for me grow up no omo representation and a me omo a boardroom ni na obi beka say oh there's something called a ma ye ma we feel say wonye up to standard and I say a man will try to bully you or whatever. It is a mindset. It may exist, but if you accept it to be true, then it will hold true for you. It may exist. You call school, there's competition. Even in the girls' school, there's competition. So with men, you will have competition. With women, you'll have competition. It's up to you to decide that this is a competition and this is how you deal with that competition. Until not me who say a challenge at all, because you're at a boardroom. There's a reason why we're in the boardroom. A issue near discuss it. Saying balance sheet near discuss it. Yeah, P&L. Bottom line, any productivity of the company. That is the issue at stake. Inti say we bema, say we bow, what issues and what points and how relevant they are, I will put it across. That is what matters. So be crampo try so best light it should not affect you. It will be fair, be emotional intelligence. Maybe they may feel say a lot of emotional intelligence. Inti we are bad as I say how to handle yourself or bad as we are composed and obia sebio. In fact, more for yen it be before. Yet to team map yet show so bad ye. Okay, a certain way, or compose or a certain way. In fact, no, what's a boardroom? Yen what developing countries, no, yen was our bedrock, that kind of foundation in Podada. So, into not a boardroom, or be as all candy the way are all slightly only the way are all challenging or no. It's just about bottom line, the conversation we are having. And if you focus on that, why not? You would make your point or you put your point across. At the end of the day, your goal is achieved. That should not deter you. You should be amputated. And I have had such experiences, rooms, I tell you no lie. But I've always decided to choose, say, and yet about that at all. Into be on say or play tricks. And even in Mema and Ma crap yebi. What a ma yebi. Into no say a deal. But in the room, there's a reason, there's a focus for the conversation. Do stick to the conversation. That's you keep your focus and you achieve your goal. That is the end of the story. And that's how I think everybody should approach that kind of situation.
Thank you very much today, and I will come back to you once again. Now I want to move on to Nana Adomako. Nana, welcome to the show. Right. There are times that sometimes when you put a topic up and it's about women, some men tend to say, "Oh, wait, there a man come up," so they might not show interest in it. And even on this call, you can count the number of women who are on the call and the number of men. You can tell, say, "Mba edoso esin mema." Are we trying to say, mema are not interested in women empowerment? And also, when it comes to innovation and technology, is being dominated by men. How can we improve the access to this sector for girl child?
Thank you. Hi everyone again. So the first question/comment was about men and their interest in women empowerment. I think for me, I can really testify that I think, for all of my career, from when I left uni and started working, I've always been heavily supported by men. When I started TAPTAP Send, I was the first, full-time female member in the team. And although it's an industry dominated by men, I never really sat to look around the table and feel like, oh, I'm the only woman here. I just felt like a person because I was taken for my abilities and trusted for, to be able to deliver what I came to do. Even from then, I've had male managers, shout out to Malto, who have always, been great support. Even when I started my own venture, and Ola also, if he's on the call, I can see when I started my own startup and I was going to places and pitching after I had left TAPTAP, all I could see were their faces in the crowd. So I can only testify. Furthermore, my team, whilst I was at TAPTAP Send, I had two amazing team, Prince and A-Class, also Teresa, but shout out to them who started and made the work so enjoyable, so fun. There was always respect and mutual understanding that we are a team. Never felt like, oh, I won't be listened to because I'm a woman, or I don't know anything, or I don't know much, because sometimes that can be the perception. women, like they shouldn't contribute as much, or the male view is more dominant, etc. But I've never ever felt that way. Even then, the extension of the TAPTAP Send Ghana team specific, Kofi, David, Elom, a lot of guys, but we've all worked together seamlessly. I've always been and felt supported, which is great, which is excellent. So I think men are big champions. Also give another example, and this is to the parents in the chat. So when we launched US first, this will be 2021 August, I went to Atlanta and I met a man called Max Yank. I don't know if he's on the call. And, our job is so enjoyable that we get to meet some of our customers, understand their background. And Max Yank he was doing I think a warehousing job, but he was studying for his IT cloud exams from Atlanta. And during our conversation, he was telling me about, how he had learned in America about the different industries, or sometimes you don't really know the specific jobs. If it's not doctor, lawyer, vets, or I don't know, nurse, accountant, it can be tricky and hard for you to embrace or support your child if they say they want to work in technology or IT or maybe AI, something you've never heard of before. Because naturally, you want stability and success for your child. So Max Yanko was telling me about how, he had a 16-year-old daughter at Wesley Girls, and he was bringing her over to the US after she finishes to do this 3-year cloud computing degree that they offer at one of the universities in Atlanta. And, he had identified it as like an excellent career trajectory that, women would most certainly not be the majority of the students in that class. But as a Ghanaian man, bringing along his daughter, who probably has no idea even about that field, into that kind of environment where she's set up to do amazingly well. Today in Ghana, there was like a Google are investing a lot in female entrepreneurs, and there was an event today, and there were so many women that came out. There was a young lady that came out who had developed a product to do some AI technology for fintech companies. And sometimes, there are women who read, who, are interested in specific niches that maybe you won't understand or you don't know. But I do implore you to encourage them. Don't feel like they have to play it safe. If they have identified this thing that they're very convinced about and well read about, chances are that they'll be very successful if they are pushed, if they are encouraged. Because most of the time, as young women or children in general, we just need, especially if your child is applying themselves, we just need that support and encouragement to pursue that kind of career. In terms of getting females into the pipeline of this industry, I believe stuff is being done. There are networking events, there are mentorship opportunities, etc. But it should probably be done more. Personally, I have never had a mentor, let alone a female mentor, which I think would have been amazing. This field is growing rapidly. There are so many different kinds of jobs and opportunities. So I would also encourage the women who are on the call in their fields to also be available to younger girls or younger women who are interested in developing their career in tech. In my institution, we made a deliberate effort to make sure that there were almost an equal number of women in the team and occupying, male-dominated roles, data science, finance, development. And it's still an uphill battle because I think from all the STEM initiatives that have been happening, we are yet to see like a huge pipeline, but hopefully they continue so that more women are encouraged to join these industries so it is not as dominated by men. I think also, you know, tech environments can be pretty intense, which can be a lot for women and mothers. Shout out to Dede, who is handling it like crazy and really killing it. But it's good if you do have an institution to be able to think about, you know, things that affect women. Yeah, there's many things that affect women specifically and people, but think creatively around, you know, how to make the workplace more flexible to accommodate that. I think during the pandemic, we realized even remote working was a success in most institutions, especially in technology companies. It was a success. So beyond just remote working, we need to continue to develop policies that make working a lot more flexible for the needs of women, because it will only encourage women to continue to apply themselves and pursue the top positions. Yeah, I think that's it for now. But yeah, shout out to my team, my Ghana team, who made it the best place to be. And shout out to the parents who are already encouraging their children to, you know, develop interests in IT and develop interests in niches or things that they don't even understand, but believe, you know, their child can do it and will do it.
Thank you, Nana. I have one more question, come back later on, and I will ask you that. Let me bring on Senorita, then we will take questions from the audience. Senorita, a study of about 51 countries revealed that at least 38% of women have experienced online violence, according to the 2022 Gender Snapshot Report. Based on your background and your profession, what can women do to ensure they do not become victims of such acts? And I want you to add domestic violence to it, not just online violence, but I want you to add domestic violence to it as well. What can women do?
Thank you for that, Prince. You know, to add some seriousness to the lack of women in the technological area, the report that you quoted from, the Women Gender Snapshot 2022 report, said that women exclusion from digital world has shaved 1 trillion from the gross domestic product of low and middle income countries in the last decade. So the lack of educating women about technology, that is the impact it's having on the global development. And then again, in the same vein, the fact that women are not technologically advanced causes them to be exposed to online misogyny. So online misogyny is, you know, violence that women suffer online. It could possibly be lack of education because women don't understand the importance of technology, how women can use it to their advantage. So it results in people exposing themselves online to the point where they become targets. I'm not sure if a lot of people here have heard about the current issue going on about this man called, is it Richard Tate? Or Andrew Tate, Andrew Tate and his brother currently, where they target young girls online and get them into all forms of, you know, mistreatment, abuse, and expose them to, you know, child sexual exploitation. They groom them and they become, you know, slaves. In this current climate, we still have, you know, child sexual exploitation going. There's still modern day slavery, and it's all online. And this could be because women mostly do not know, you know, how to use, you know, technology to their own advantage. For me, I think one way of tackling this is about, you know, encouraging young girls to take up tech courses. encouraging them. Everything is possible. For me, I think there is nothing that is impossible. The word itself says impossible. So it's about having that conversation with our young girls and telling them everything is possible. Look at Dede, look at Nana, in a male-dominated industry, and they're killing it. So there is nothing that is too difficult. And that, again, bringing it right down to the foundation that is our home. Giving our children, the girl child, the right environment and not exposing them to domestic abuse, not exposing them to things like parental substance misuse, not exposing them to all sorts of, ill treatments at home, which impact their development. I mean, if a human being is exposed to, a negative home environment, I mean, not everybody, some of us or some people have grown up in homes that the conditions were not right, but they came out great. But not everybody is able to, go through that. Some people, it has really negative impact on their development, their physical development, their emotional development, and it also goes on to affect how they can perform academically. So it's about exposing our children to the right environment. That is where the role of the social worker can sometimes become crucial to families that are suffering, in terms of having poor home life or life experiences. So yeah, domestic abuse, that's no good to anybody. So it's important that we do all we can, to avoid it. And if we expose the girl child to the right home environment, there is nothing they cannot do. The sky can only be the starting point for them. So that is all that I've got to add today to this contribution.
Thank you very much for your insightful contribution to the topic this evening. Now I will open the floor. Say obi ewo question be ebisa my wonderful panel this evening. Emre any emre ubitimi edewo question about oma wonsa so ewo Zoom ne so a mema wa kwenya na wo question be ebisa. I've got Dr. Diana Asante, I've got Dede Kwashi, I've got Nana Dumakon, and I've got my wonderful Senorita here. And our question be, Senorita will be coming from the violence online, domestic abuse background. Yeah, what doctor and so any health issues be a bit me aboard the girl child and the woman said yeah, bit me empower Nana any day and so from the fintech and the technology industry. They will also do justice to all your questions. So our question be Oma Saswa ubetimi ede aba. My main family media emfa indikan, but it goes to Dr. Diana. In your presentation, can be kakra. Eyana empembe brain yeka girl empowerment na ye pointy accusing fingers on men. Anye bia ebinom nso kase ema nkasa nso no yetimi edi eho abro esanse ema se yenya position kakra ye mpese yenya nkoba enso ebetimi aba baby ayewo no den na obeka edi afa we hu. How can women ye yangaza ye beboa ye hu as a ma ni aboa ye hu ama ye nyonko ma no so etimi arise to wherever that we are?
Thank you, Prince, for such a lovely question. And salutes as well to all the lovely ladies, to Dede, to Nana, and to Senorita for your really useful contributions. It's so encouraging to see, say, people in their various fields, just to advance women empowerment and also make a massive contribution. Back to a question, I encourage you. Said the kind. First of all, recognizing, say, young Kassan, we are of worth, is important. Because I think said they can't be about the fact, say, even when there are negative things going around you, so one Kasano, you are in that positive mindset, unim say, me ma adie we emphase me ma adie we bring me down. Ebuama, you have an approach of wanting to keep going, wanting to keep achieving, wanting to keep getting better despite the challenges around you. Because naturally, the world has challenges, and it doesn't matter what we say or how we think or, what we put in place. Definitely, the challenges are there. Into having that resilience, so one person, I want to do this, I'm determined to do it, and I'll not let anything faze me, is important. And also communicating that to our women around us. I keep saying this because said all kind. Sometimes the Yankasana, rather than pushing ourselves up, we bring each other down and just really encouraging each other, pushing that sister up, pushing that person who is in that position, saying, you're doing really well. We are proud of you. You're doing a great job, giving constructive feedback. Rather than being negative. Oh, there's a way as will be a baby no you can say it and address the issue so that you are constructive in your feedback rather than say be a pulley person down, because some people don't have that emotional resilience, into being our own fans, being fans of each other, being promoters of each other and supporting each other and just saying, you're doing really well, keep going, and we are there for you. That's another way we can address that other problem. Being mentors as well. Wherever you find yourself, no matter what level you are in, there is still somebody that person can aspire to or might want to aspire to where you are. You might not necessarily be the CEO of the company, you might not be the managing director, you might not be the topmost person, but whatever corner now find yourself in, you still have influence. And it's important for us to recognize that no matter how small the influence we think we have, a little bit here, a little bit there, and it makes a difference. Using that influence, using that position around the table to make it possible for someone else to get there, mentoring people, encouraging people, providing a stimulating environment, and also I think even if you have just one lady at the table, it makes a massive difference because women know the peculiar problems are women if you have someone who's a lady at the table, they can bring a perspective, say yenye say my workplace say can also they can thrive in that environment. A man can also find it a conducive environment to be able to work. And that's another way I encourage you and not sort of pull ourselves down, but rather lift ourselves up. We have children, we have sisters, we have nieces. We can teach them, we can talk to them, we can buy books for them, we can let them watch programs that are stimulating, we can have discussions. We should let these things be around the table discussions on a daily basis. But rather than they recognize that these are normal things, these are everyday things that we can all aspire to. I think those are some of the ways in which we can encourage each other, and also encouraging the boys as well, encouraging the men in our lives as well to be stimulators of the women as well. Because it's not just about yang in man encouraging each other and creating that environment, but also the men in our lives also recognizing if they can also push these women, if they can encourage them, create the environment for them, who say yes, we can all go forward with this. Those are the little things I bet me na fire home but down rather than you push your home costume. Hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, awesome. There's a saying, sir, if you educate a man, you educate an individual, but if you educate a woman, you educate a nation. As an organization, what are you doing to help give access to girl child in this innovation and technology industry as an organization? And then I'm more at the bois girl child. It looks like the day I drop it at the Amaminfa. There's one. Okay, when the day comes, I will pick her. Maminfa way. Is it Philia? Philia, what man so? Or meet yourself now for a question, Brad.
Okay. Yeah, TAPTAP Yadamase say more boy a lot of education, huh? Now, my question is me baba Imperial or fourth year medical student Imperial College. Now, my person is say Ghana Medical Association, no, And I'm Ghanaian doctors na work from Hano. Omo was association be a omo de boa young students na eba app na any young doctors na omo work from Hana as mentors so that omenya mentoring from them ana.
With them say come doctor.
Veda Sephilia Nyamisha question here, very important question. And congratulations to Obano Suswa Osia Medicine or Imperial. So yes, there is a Ghana Medical Association UK branch in Tino. A very big organization, Ghanaian doctors if I mean, of course, you cannot oblige people to join it, but it is an association that exists where people can freely join, and it's predominantly for doctors, but they do have programs, some organizing programs, they organize fora and, seminars that empowers and educates up and coming medical students, people who want to be doctors or in that sort of health, a kind of profession. Into yes, we do have an organization. So Opesa me send information, Emmawa, metimi type a good chat box in na wetimi pass it on. And it might benefit someone else who is in a similar sort of situation. But generally, apart from even just that, there are lots of also fora that go on, even in the medical schools, and they tend to have programs for them. Some of them also conduct sort of events where they get to meet people who are already in the profession, and they also get to talk to other people, other doctors in the profession or specialists in areas that they might be considering. Say, EBSA area where na may qualify area where na may or placement attachments are the opportunity to also work in the environment for a period of time to affiliate with the people in that area. And there are lots of opportunities for debating in yasa mentoring now work and as a support. And is there something specific and now what in mind? And as a what doing general mentoring for her?
At times, or maybe some question. Maybe some question. Now, okay, me a nurse, but I tell you, some question. Be a na nanka be a or be doctor. Momo that question no. Than say obisame. And or yeah, some the thesis or short thesis be on oncology, esophageal oncology. And they say me who say ohiamwa pa so okay, school no buano pa de, but not me person konya ubia obeman 1-to-1 been so for me bianca and also be buano.
Okay. Into BB-san, would you drop the address for the Ghana Medical Association UK in the box? Okay. So anyone who also wants to reach out can. And in there you have a host of specialities, oncologists there as well. And it might be say she also a lady.
Lady, yeah.
Lady. Good. That's even better. Girl child. I love that. Yeah. She can then reach out to one of the oncologists, and people will be more than happy to help, more than happy to guide, more than happy to mentor. And these are the things that we need to be doing. We find ourselves, no matter how small Akona might be or big Akona might be, and make that impact. You have a massive impact that you can also create and influence people. There will definitely be people looking up to you with your level of influence and experience and education. But I hope that helps. Me drop PPP in the box.
Yeah. That's it.
Yo, yeah, that was anyone so questioner or they buy the deadline not drop it, but she will join us back again. So let me move on to Nana. Nana, I know your company Mustati and Che Bia. I want to find out how or what do you have in mind that there are more plans necessary to help girl child in this innovation and technology industry in terms of access?
Yeah, cool. So we actually, when we're hiring specifically for roles in development and roles where we currently have a highly concentrated team of men, we are deliberate in our focus to find women who can fill that role. Sometimes there are not, an abundance of them. And so what we are doing is, we host events quite a lot. We host events where we can build the pipeline of talent, expose them to the environment and the culture that we are building and the roles and opportunities available, so that, they can keep in touch. Even other entrepreneurs, not even just for people who want jobs within our organizations, other entrepreneurs who are also trying to start up businesses in Ghana, we support them. As I alluded to, the lady who's trying to develop a AI product for fintechs, we're so excited about, a Ghanaian female talent doing that, and want to make sure by all means necessary she's able to succeed. For us also, we have like a great team who really understand, both women and men, who really understand the value of women and the contribution of women within the team, the diversity of thought, and the pros you get from a more balanced team and female perspectives and a balanced perspective. So the men really champion the women. Also, besides events, we're doing, so even this month, for Women's Day, and hopefully we'll actually do it periodically, we're hosting a high tea for women in tech and women who really want to understand the different roles within our organization. So that will be on the 25th of March. And it's open to all of our female customers, all of, people who have maybe followed us on social media and have engaged with us and really want to understand more about the different roles in tech. Besides that, I'd also say policy. So we're looking closely at our hiring practices and our hiring policy and shaping it around things that affect women. So whether that's, women who go off and have kids, I'm not even sure if I should mention, but sometimes things that women go through on a regular basis can be quite tough for them at work. Whether it's 3 days or 4 days, we're thinking of a policy around, temporary leave or flexible working for, women who suffer from some of those kind of symptoms during the month or during the year. So yeah, policy, events, sorry, Patricia, policy, events, and yeah, intentional hiring and building of the pipeline of talent.
Thank you very much. My last question goes to Senorita, again, on the topic of online violence and domestic violence. And awofo a omo line so se uwafutuo bi e de bema omo about domestic abuse, online violence, about their girl child education, any omo development, what would be that advice that you give to parents who are listening to us this evening?
What I want to say to parents of parents of a girl child is that we should be very intentional about the support we give to the girl child. So the generation we are in, the children are so independent that if you leave them without giving them the right supervision, they go off and do things that would jeopardize their future, that would get them exposed to online violence. You might not even be aware. I mean, because of my profession, what I do, there are young girls who are recruited online into drugs. There are young girls who are exposed to child sexual exploitation. All happens online. There are a lot of things happening online. Apart from the fact that young girls are bullied online by their own peers, young girls unknowingly expose themselves online, that is without the right supervision. So let's be intentional. The word I would want to use is intentionality. You will see your daughter on the phone 24/7. You will not know what they're doing. Sometimes they've been recruited. You don't even know about it. Your daughter would walk through the doors with 200 pounds trainers. You've got to be very curious because maybe someone who has recruited them online has just bought that for them. And it's not free. They will be exposed to all forms of abuse at the back of that. So all I want to tell parents of the girl child, I mean, I know I'm in the UK, so I'm talking based in terms of context, the context of the UK. Anybody listening outside of the UK, Ghana, everywhere worldwide, we all need to be intentional about the supervision we give to the girl child. The children are so well exposed these days by virtue of technology, social media, that you might be thinking, my child is just online doing nothing, but they get up to all sorts. Sorry, there's an echo. I don't know if it's coming from my end. Okay, it's a bit better now. They might be online getting up to all sorts that you would not be aware of, but it takes that intentionality to be able to know what they are doing and then to go on and give them the right supervision. Other than that, whilst, technology is great, it's got its own disadvantage as well. So this is a token of, advice that I want to give parents of the girl child, that let's be intentional about the support we give them, the upbringing we're giving them. We need to be very intentional about it and not leave them to their own devices.
We should be intentional. We have some parents who call themselves born before computer. So whatever that their children are doing online, they don't care. Should parents be interested in whatever that their children are doing on their devices?
Sorry, I didn't quite catch the last bit. Sorry.
Should parents be interested in whatever that their children are doing on their devices? Because some of them are maybe their computer, and whatever that they are doing, they don't care. Should we be interested in whatever that our children are doing on their devices?
100%. 100%. We should be extremely interested because, like I said, technology is a blessing. Social media is a blessing, but it's a bane. It's a curse as well, because the young girls, the young boys are exposed to all forms of abuse online, and it affects their mental well-being. So you would see your child always on the phone. You don't know what they're doing. If you don't ask the question, if you don't approach them, and show that I'm interested, and keep them occupied as well with activities. We need to stimulate our children, keep them busy, so that the time they spend on technology, on social media is reduced. So 150%, we need to be interested in what our children do online.
Thank you very much. I think Dede have joined us again. Dede, my question was, in your presentation or submission, you said, Ostati, now boardroom is like, I say, one kwa, but down the line, now, there are other girls who are coming up, but yes, still the gap between men and women within the technology industry, is still wide. As an organization, what are you doing to give more access to girl child in terms of when it comes to the industry that you are in now?
Prince, first of all, make I say, Nana Kasa can be you can say, Omo decided on being intentional and deliberate. Make I say, first of all, from an institution's perspective, it's our policy scramble, focused around that, directed towards that. As I say, intentional and deliberate attempt, say you are going to achieve equity in the boardroom, equity even amongst your HR or human capital. And he said, to me, yes, sir. Then it becomes your favorite tone at the top. Obienim say, sa na company ye botaye no. Yeah, dream say, yes, so that is contribution to industry, contribution to the community and to the nation as a whole, and also the ecosystem in the so to me,
just
in the first place.
Yes, someone. The day you can go on, sorry.
So to me, yeah, and no in the first place, not just obian and want to say, encourage your bampo, and I say, enroll in developmental activities and poor. There's no question about it. Now, beyond the policies and so on, as I said, obiati as now we have a specific plan from an institution perspective. What is that plan? How are we going to even execute it? Me, I can say, okay, man, yes, specifically. Is it to say every department and every unit in the company, you perceive a certain representation at leadership level? And also be a part of a policy, and also be a part of the institution's activities. It's me kind of say, ZP, yeah, share around and you decide to say, when a man Ghana, a man a man Kasano, they have so much to offer. Oba odi bibishen in sema, ultimately turning into so much for the rest of the world. Ma enkwala so ema na ZP for financial inclusion activities ultimately targeted towards women and women development. Why is it targeted towards women and women development? Because say the TAPTAP remittance company, terminating remittances for other companies. Now remittances and kasa, what constitution of beneficiaries ma data na emma bebree receive remittances. Inti adenti na ma no receive remittances. So the first of all, remittances no obi fan be hindrance more. Obi fan be problem more, but rather kasa benya full control of remittances no more receiving no. No one to me fan develop your moho and chef efie and shen kolano. Intino yes so from even your products and your services and also so a part of adia but what I say. Intino apart from say internally as a company, share your human capital, share management, then looking at your products and services, so you develop products and services targeted at that. And I make us say from policy perspective. On the whole, those are the things that we are doing as ZP, but holistically, we won't say as a company, and then your focus and then your direction until we keep at it and we continue to build on that. Say, Obia bitumia yesa in their little community or in their little corner. We'll start to encourage the girl child, will start to encourage more and more women. Because in the past, a man like Meka first, but there's so much the women were doing at home. Adintina yen to me for some mana, a jumana no more yena, omombra out. As well as they were doing it in the past. And for me, that has been one of the things that ZP decided to say, yes, so you better focus on. And to a large extent, an integral part of our activities. We may not be making so much noise about it, but in our own way, we're making sure that we're charting that path. And as we go along, other companies, I believe, would also be encouraged to take the same path. So that eventually you'd find that more and more women, we support all these girls' schools in Ghana, the gays and the only childs and the infantimans of Ghana, right? We support them. If you come to ZP, I'm a Holy Child product. We have other Holy Child girls at ZP, the other gay girls at ZP. And we make it a point, say, these are products that are being churned out of our nation. How can we also get them to be projected, get them to also develop themselves? Because we all go school, masters, way BBR, but on to me projecting who ye, on to me po any juma man ninja. You understand? Because only be a supporting, only be encouraging. But if you have an enabling environment like what we want to create at ZP, I encourage you, then ultimately women are encouraged and other women are also supported, and they are more interested in charting similar paths. Intermediate, and I'll encourage everybody to say ubia enyebi.
You encourage everybody say Obia and so Enyebi. Sabri, I will take Obia and the last words. I'm talking about my guest, it's an Emre Enti. And did I agree with you? Say when it comes to remittance here, her man when I go to the field, a man might be on one person hide or transaction history. It's almost a DB come on mammy or moire. And baby kono omon bese ebeshu no correct. I agree with you. Emma receive remittance more than a mema. Right. So Sabre, I'll start with you today. If you can give us your last words before you go, then I'll move on to my other panelists.
My final words, make I say.
Yes, please.
In common this is say and let it not be the end of it. Let's create more for to talk about women, to talk about and expose women equality, gender equality issues, the issues that are preventing women from developing themselves or from being projected, or even living to their fullest potential in whatever endeavor they find themselves. And then even creating an enabling environment so that people can speak up about activities or things that would hinder women, or things that are being done that are hindering women. When Senorita was talking, she mentioned violence. She mentioned violence against women, and even the question about cyberbullying. These are real issues, but how do we continue to name and shame people so that these things will be curtailed? How do we continue to project the right images so that people would focus on the right things and even be exposed and know that these are the avenues they can seek help from? These are the avenues they can explore or take advantage of to even be developed. And so my last and final words is, let's continue to have these engagements. Let's not stop here. For each of us on this panel, I'll say let's continue in our own way wherever we find ourselves, at work, at school, at church, wherever. Let's continue to make the noise. Let's continue to speak up against the things that we know that the girl child from achieving their fullest potential in life, because indeed they're doing so much. We do so much. We train our women so much, so well at home, especially for us here on this panel. We're all Ghanaians, we're African. We train the women so well, and it is only right and imperative that that training is made relevant to the larger community. That training has full bearing and impact on the larger community. So let's not stop the conversation here. And as part of IWD, let's embrace equity. Thank you.
And then you may say, Obeka home, MITME, Edi Jimei. Now, on this show, we will knock at your door again so that we can continue the conversation. Thank you so much. I will straight move on to Senorita. Senorita, from the day's last words, can be in line with what you said. And I also want to add another one to it before you give your last word. Sometimes, yes, today we are talking about innovation and technology, and we linked it to online violence. And sometimes violence in online kwane wo etie mfie nanso esan se oyeyem papa oyeyem mame enti yentimi nka ho asem na epra yen na edi yemma no so enya. What would you say to that before you go?
Domestic violence is very, I mean, in homes, it's quite damaging. It's quite, it has very serious and negative impact on children's development. I know some men, experience domestic abuse, but we can all agree that the percentage of women who are subject to domestic abuse is higher than men. Please seek help. Seek help. Leave to live. Some people would say, oh, but I want my kids to be brought up by two parents. I want the man
Recording
to be
in progress.
No. Your children are better off with one healthy parent than two parents who are unhealthy, because you're better off having children that are emotionally well balanced, emotionally well adjusted. They've got stable emotions than bringing them knowing their father or the perpetrator of the domestic abuse. So please seek help. I'm sure that, currently there is awareness being created about domestic abuse. It's not good. Gone were the days that, our forefathers or our great-grandparents just lived with it. No more, because the impact of domestic abuse on children's emotional development, on the girl child's development is huge. It's huge. Children grow up having a distorted view about what a healthy relationship should be like. So you see a young girl or young boy who can form and maintain healthy relationship, because they've grown up or they've been trained or brought up in a domestic abuse-laden home that they don't know any better. They're none the wiser. So please, my little advice this evening to parents is that leave, seek help, seek support. There is always life out there. Things can always get better. You don't have to be with that perpetrator for your life to be good. Get out, seek help, and you would always find it. Like I said, you're better off having children who are emotionally well-adjusted and well-balanced than bringing them up with two parents who will not give them anything healthy. So that's the little I have to add to this topic.
Thank you very much, Senorita. And I also know that today is not going to be your last time on this show. Thank you also for honoring our invitation on a short notice. Nyame Insha Bebre. I'll move on to Nana Atumako. Nana, we want to hear from you, your last words. And also, maybe there might be a young girl who is listening to us, watching us, who want to be like you, where you are now. What would be your advice to them?
Do it. Do it. Have confidence in yourself and in your ability. You are equal and you can contribute and succeed in a male-dominated field. So don't be afraid. There are men and women within these organizations that will champion you. Do also identify them. Just do it, pursue it. Thank you, Prince, for inviting me on the show. It's good to be back and see a lot of people. For the parents on the show, please do encourage your children if they're interested in IT, AI, tech, robotic, and anything. Definitely take more interest, do some more research. Don't be scared. Chances are, they've learned a lot. They've maybe seen people in these fields or been to events, or their schools have taken them somewhere where they are actually, well-informed and interested. So support them to do that. Men, women who are already doing that within organizations, please continue to champion women, and definitely not make it like a 1 month in a year thing. It's an ongoing thing. So those with organizations who are very male dominated, check yourselves and do more to forge a more inclusive environment and positively look for ways to seek out more women to balance your teams.
Nana Adoma Komedasi, meaning say we the OTS Uchi no is getting better.
Next time.
So finally, we want to hear from Dr. Diana Asante. Dr. Diana Asante has been practicing as a medical doctor since 2005, and not just a medical doctor, but also a lady pastor. I know say a lot of ladies are looking up to you. If somebody is listening to you this evening, as a parent or as a girl child, Adiana Bekacho.
Thank you, Madase, Prince. And thanks to all the lovely ladies, panelists, and everyone who's been on the show this evening. And today I'm a Hop son too, so I was quite intrigued to hear that. So Holy Child as well. In terms, sorry. You're giant. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, for someone who's listening, or anyone at all, what I would say is that first and foremost, we can do it. You can do it. Anyone can do it. So aside the gender equality topic, anyone, whether you're a girl, whether you're a boy, whether you're a man, you're a woman, anyone can do anything that you put your mind to. But specifically in the context of our discussion today, we want to encourage the girl child to say that you can definitely do it. Lots of people have gone ahead of us, and we see examples, we see mentors, we see stars, and we see people who have made it possible. And it took somebody taking that bold step. And so today we're all here. So what I would say to our girls who are growing up, and I say this, I've got 3 girls, so I say this to them all the time. I say, you can do it. There's nothing that's impossible for you to do. Just tell yourself that it is possible. It might be challenging. It might not be easy. It might not be straightforward, but it's certainly not impossible. So that's the mindset that we need to encourage in our girls and even in our boys as well, so that they know that it is possible. And innovation is all about finding new ways of doing things. How do we do it differently? How do we find a way around it if one way doesn't work? And believe it or not, the generation that we have right now, they're very innovative. Very, very innovative. So that leads me on to another thing that I want to say. Let's be interested in what the children are doing. It might not be the traditional stuff that we're used to, but let's be interested in their interests, not just what we want for them, but let's be interested in what they want, explore it, understand why they want to do it. Na yenta omuchi, yen support yomo, na omuntimi adi omo peso ye with yen yemboa. What will I say? Prayer is important. So bibia mo bebia momfa mpaibon ka ho. Oso nyame so na beboa ama we hu ekwan a wo pesa wo fa so. Challenges bia we share bia onyame adom na beboa ama wetimi a overcome those challenges. Yenko so endi sa nkomo we. Meme yenko yese enepe. Ena me enko yese impenimfo nko a yen create a forum where you betimi ama enkola no teenagers, the youngsters, and so you be creative forum for them to have that engaging environment. Because mekaisa tamana yenyi wagana no, you have a lot of groups who are now for programs are koni adintino utimi suanyama bebre. For those of us at your Chrome High, especially UK and Amnon, it's not exactly the same as if you create our environment, for in Kolano, for girls, for youth, for teenagers, to learn what we need to teach them, to impart to them, to guide them. Areas I assume to at the moment, and without Nyamiadom and the right guidance, they will go astray. Into Prince Mumia organizes some of the programs too for the youth, for the kids, for the younger generation, because if we can catch them young, if we can inspire them young, if we can get them motivated at that young age now, and no nema omutimini ebeye the kind of people that we want them to be. And to each and every one of us, let's be a mentor wherever you are. Be an influence, be an example, be a shining star in your corner, and do whatever you can to make it possible for Obi Foforo to get to where you are. And if it means holding someone's hand, teaching them the ropes, showing them the mistakes now, that person and repeat our mistakes, but rather they would be able to do it a better way. And let's just really push and encourage each other. And all the best to all the ladies, all the girl children, all the women, and all the men who support us. We love you so much. And thank you so much for having me on the show as well. Prince, thanks for inviting me, and to all the
Awesome. I know, say, Munina, more very busy schedule, but on a short notice, you invite him, you honored this invitation. We want to say a very big thank you. I don't think I'm worthy to say this thank you, because this program was put together by the main man, Director Mauto. When it comes to supporting women and get child there, he's number one. So I'll invite him out to do the honor and say something to our guests before we will bring this session to a close. And we will go to TAPTAP Send Focus session, where we will open a breakout room. If you have any issue with your TAPTAP Send account, you go to breakout room 1. Our customer service team will be there to support you. And we will also have this room for any other issues regarding TAPTAP Send. So, Director Mato, if you are there, we want to hear from you.
Yeah, I'm here, and I want to say a big thank you to all of our guests who came today, and also a big thank you to all women who I'm surrounded by. So I didn't get a chance to say it properly at the start of the show, so really, really good to have you all. I am what you didn't hear me say earlier is that I am a product of a single mom who single-handedly raised me. I feel I am a much, much better person for that, not because I only had one parent, but because my mom's influence on my life meant that I grew up with a very different perspective on life. And I've been very lucky that every big job or everywhere I've been surrounded by these ladies who have made my life possible. Like, say, my success at TAPTAP and is absolutely only because I had somebody like that as my right-hand person, right? And made it possible. And I'm lucky that I get to work with Mesenia. I'm lucky that I get to work with Dede. I get to bend her ear about lots of different things when it matters. Doctor, I haven't worked with you, but I've heard great things about you. So I'm really lucky, and I'm looking forward to one day creating a female-only board and get to win. Working with lots of people around me. It's great. It's fantastic. And I'm a very big champion of it. And I love to see it as well. So I'm grateful that you guys made the time. I know life is difficult. I know life is tough, but you made the time to be with us. I am also very, very grateful that all these ladies in our lives are making life possible, both in the boardroom, outside the boardroom, in life, on Zoom, in the meetings we do, in the tough situations, in the different things that we have to deal with, and we are grateful. So thank you from me to you, Nana Dumako, from me to you, Dede Kwashi, from me to you, Mesenio, and from me to you, Dr. Diana Asante. I'm very, very grateful. Thank you very much. And thank you to all the women that have made TAPTAP Send possible, because I haven't done the count, but I'm sure there's more women on the app than there are men. So if we are moving $4.7 billion to Ghana as a diaspora population of Ghanaians, it's a big amount of money, I'm sure. A lot of that is being moved by women and not men. I was hoping to do the counts and do the numbers before the show, so I could put it out there to say of the $4.7 billion moved to Ghana last year, 60% was moved by women and not men. I'm sure it probably is right. So you can quote me if you're a blogger, go and write it and say Malta said this. It's probably true. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. Have a great evening, and I'll speak to you all soon. Then I'll come back to you.
Okay, thank you very much. And I'm sure everybody, you heard it for yourself. He said he's looking to create only female boardroom where he will be the chairperson of that board. And Yamina Mekayo. All right, I was for flat break. So we bring this session to a close. We will move on to TAPTAP and Focus section. We will open the breakout room as well, where Kofi, Ejay, and Mauto will handle that section for us. But so any issue be a breakout room now, click join and go to our breakout room section, and our customer service team are going to be there to support you. We want to say a very big thank you to everyone who joined us on this show tonight, and we will come your way once again next week. My name is Nana Kwame Osage, and I also want to say a big thank you to my producer Ora Ben Ahin for making it possible to put everything together for us to be able to have this show. Thank you, producer. Yo, Sabre, yeah, quick break. When we come back, we will go to our breakout room. And if you want to stay here, Kofi Ejay, our US lead, will take over with Mauto, and they will handle this session for us. Producer, ad break.
Tap, send. Hello, people. Now, TAPTAP Send is finally in New York. You thought we are not coming there. We are in your place. So what you have to do is to make sure you send money to Ghana. If you're in New York, families and friends in Ghana are waiting for you. All you have to do is to put in your information, sign up on the App Store or Google Play Store, and then you tap and send. New York, we are live and in charge. No excuse. So make sure now you use TAPTAP Send to send all the money you want to send to the families in Ghana. You know what I mean? TAPTAP Send. It's secure, it's fast, and it's convenient. Open day. Did I mention my name? My name is Calabos. The only boss. Wait, what that?
Download TAPTAP Send now on Google Play and App Store. TAPTAP Send. It's secure, convenient, easy, and fast.
Want to get out of a job you hate? Did you know you can become a DevOps engineer and earn an average salary of £75,000? You will be highly paid. You can work from home and spend more time with your family, and your work will be respected. Train with Cloud Rock Academy to become a DevOps engineer in just 6 months. Interested? Watch our free on-demand training to learn more.
Reminding you that this is the sound of Africa. OT Radio is live and alive. This is the time we open the hands of this. This is the newest version, of course, the greatest time of our moments now. OT Radio has come to stay. Tune in on www.otradiouk.com, and of course we have live activities more coming on politics, sports, social entertainment, and everything that you request. My name is Sanko Fatuchinan, so I'm going to be part and parcel of it. And of course, OT Radio has come to say this is the sound of Africa.
Yo, I was here for Sabre. Breakout room 1 is now open. Issue with your TAPTAP